Okay, yeah. So last week we started an interesting session in reference to creating a Facebook page. And this week we are following up on, okay, now that we have this page created, I hope that you guys all took the time. I know I took the time to create one. I created a nice Facebook page called Commit to Transform. And Tammy and I have lots of things we want to do here to build our Max business and build the environment around what we do. Make a long story short, we did our homework. So I hope that you did too, because it will serve you well for this session. Before I pass it over to Tammy, I just want to mention a quick little update. I had a conversation with our CEO this afternoon, and it looks like our products are coming. In fact, the deliveries are starting. An email should be coming your way very, very soon. And that's in reference to Canada and the United States. So stay tuned for that. So in light of that, Tammy, did you want to share a few words in reference to our speaker, our guest speaker this evening?
Well, I'm excited for part two. I'm learning this stuff just like a lot of you are learning this stuff. So the key is to be patient in the process. And by the way, I didn't match up my colors with the guy. That blue. Isn't that so funny? I just ran in and changed my shirt and I didn't realize what each other was wearing. So leaders attract leaders. So anyways, yeah, just wanted to say I'm excited about part two and always learning, always growing. And yeah, so take it away, Pierre.
So Pierre, yeah, so I whatever you need, do you need me to give you control? I believe you're co-host, so you can change or you can just go right into, but regardless, you're going to need to share your screen anyway. So I'm going to give you control and it's all yours right now.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Chris.
Okay.
And just if you could let me know if you can see the presentation.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, so technical difficulties today. I had this presentation all prepared. And next thing I knew, something happened to my computer, it froze, and I lost all the work that I did. So it's talk about technology issues. So last week we talked about why, where, and who. So basically what we were discussing is why are we doing this? And it's really to start connections and reaching out, getting leads. The where is depending on the location, and the who is really what age group and what gender are we most popular with our posts. And then at that point, we can kind of drill down into targeting our market. So again, this, generated 138,000 leads or people that saw the advertisement that we've been doing over the last month, 35 days about. These were the 9 ads that we had looked at last week. And we'll be discussing how to do those ads and what to put in them, etc. So we found out that we needed a page. Why do we need a page if we don't have enough contacts in our Facebook page? Also, the thing that's important is to have a page that has a name that represents your branding. So branding is very important, hours of operations. So all this we basically looked at last week. So here's one of the most important things for any business, including ourselves, but mostly like how business, corporations, entrepreneurs usually fail and this is the biggest thing, is that they've never identified who their customers are. So you have to really look at who is your target market, target market, and consider identifying target audience, determine who is your ideal customer, and what are the factors such as age, gender, location, interests, values, and purchasing habits. So what I would invite you to do to really identify your market is to take a profile, look at the profile of your portfolio and where are the areas that you are most successful with. So if you look at, either they're buyers or they are associates, what makes them, is there a common or a systemic thing that they have in their personality? Is it an age group? Is it a specific location? To try to identify where your target markets are. So in other words, what is the demographic? If I look at some of the individuals that I've approached, as soon as I hear, well, how much is it going to cost, and what are the reimbursement policies, and what do you do if it doesn't work? Up to a certain point, if I feel that that individual is very negative, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm just going to present the products. This is what it does, but I'm kind of hoping that they won't buy because I have a feeling that it's not going to be a terrific relationship. You're always trying to convince these type of individuals to stay, to buy products. But of course, this is like, it depends on everybody's capabilities of communicating different things. I'm just saying that if I notice that there's a specific target market, I know that I'm not going to approach perhaps individuals that are over a certain age group, that are in a specific age bracket, or that they have specific resistance, and they are totally convinced that doctors have the best solution and the best advice. So I may shy away from there, but obviously if there's an interest, I'm going to keep on going. So it's really important to figure out where your portfolio is, how many of your portfolio has the same type of profile, and really see where your successes are and focus on those, and trying to convince individuals that are, have a lot of problems taking decisions. Sometimes let's, just move on. So here are the steps to get started with Facebook ads. So choose your advertisement objective. Before you create an ad, you'll need to choose your advertising objective. So what are we trying to achieve here? Are we trying to get a certain market, a certain district near your local, where you live? Are you looking to target a specific area? Like you see, for example, she has a lot of her portfolios in Africa. So, she has a specific tailored market. So she would probably be more focused on that area, and then in that area, determining what is her success rate with different demographics. So the target your audience is like what we just spoke about, but also considering that when we're doing the ad. So they offer a different, there's a little bit of a caveat with the audience that is on Facebook, because you have a whole bunch of different criterion that you can use, but unfortunately, the data is only housed in the US. So you can't say, okay, well, I want a family that has revenues between, I don't know, 50,000 to 100,000. It will work, but only for the US and the States. So it doesn't work outside of the US market. But there are other things that you can target, such as, people that are interested in health, people that are interested in sports, people that like to work out, different things like that we'll see. So choose your ad format. This is really important, folks. Obviously, there are different reactions and different traction depending on your market and on your demographic. So today, what works the best are videos, but that's not to say that individuals that are maybe a little bit older in a different demographic, a little bit older generation, might just only like images. But I think that we're all evolving in this social media, and what attracts us right now is videos. And I don't know if you're like me, but whenever I don't know something, my father asked me yesterday, can you help me with my taking my blood pressure? I just bought a machine. I said, well, I'm not going to read the instructions. I'm going to look for a YouTube video so that I can mimic exactly what I have to do. So I think videos and that are getting more and more popular as opposed to images. But there's nothing that will stop you from doing that, from doing images or different formats. But just choose the format that's best for your portfolio and what you want to achieve in your objectives. Set a budget. So, decide how much you want to spend on your ads and set a budget. You could do a monthly budget or yearly budget, whatever you choose. You can choose to pay per click rather, per impression or per action. I think there's a minimum of 178 per day or something like that. So you can't like say, okay, for the next year, I want to spend $10 on this particular ad and I'm going to run it all year. It's not going to work. It'll tell you the minimum you have to do is like, I don't know, $100 for that whole year if you want to run that same ad for an entire year, whatever is the case. So create your ad. Once you have all the details in place, it's time to create your ad. So use eye-catching visuals and compelling copy to grab the attention of your target audience. So that means prepare everything that you're going to see today. I've already, written it on a Word document. So I just cut and paste, and then I'm going to clip it to the ad. Monitor and optimize your ad. So once your ad is up running, you can check the performance regularly on Facebook. Facebook ads, it has these great analytic tools that'll help you tell you what the demographic is, what's the results per day. It'll give you all types of different information. So and also it helps because this is a constant adjustment. There's no perfect recipe for this. It's trial and error. So whenever you're entering a market or trying to decide who your target market is, make sure that you're working on it and try to filter to the solution of exactly what your market wants. So like it says here, it takes time and experimentation. So don't be afraid to test different target options, formats, and messaging to see what works best for your business. Follow up, which is extremely important. So sometimes if you're like me, you can get the leads, but then you might have problems doing the follow-up. So I've developed this Excel spreadsheet that I'll share with you guys. I'll send it to Chris and Tammy, and you can fill it out if you feel the need. But I needed it when we were in Merida because I had over 250 different contacts and leads. So I had to wrap my head around what I was doing. So with this type of format, you can each of these different cells are coded. So if you put, let's say, follow up or dead, so the lead is dead when you put a D, or, you know, you have a continuous follow-up. The potential, so I would rank, you know, what was a high potential, somebody that would message me, somebody that said, I really like what you're doing, I'd like to get involved in the business. That would be, the potential would be very high. If somebody just clicked the ad, said, just gave a like, and that was it, then I would put that, I would categorize that as a low potential, as either a buyer or an associate. But that's entirely up to you. You do what you know, what you feel is most accurate for your business. So again, here, so initial contact by messenger. So because a person actually took the time to write to me and ask some questions, that was a medium rank for me. So that means that, you know, there's a little bit more potential there to get traction with that particular individual. And again, so if they liked a video on Facebook, what was the date? I need to check the Facebook profile, Messenger video, ask the like page. So it's, somebody likes the page, you have to actually do a little bit of an investigation to see if you can get to the Facebook profile, try to get to be able to message the individual through Messenger, and etc. So, you know, whatever, we had 1 point. So obviously this is all Erica, but I had names there. So what's up, Uber driver to Avanti offices. So somebody we met in Merida, it was in person, it was an Uber driver. So I just noted that it was a young guy, and then I would do my follow-ups. Also at the end here, you can put, well, closed as associate or buyers. So then you know, you kind of have an idea where the individuals that you've met or your contacts, your leads end up in. Again, this is, you know, totally up to you to do that. If you only have one person per week, then you probably don't have to do this. But if you have over like 5, perhaps it's something you'd like to use. All right, so this concludes the presentation. Now we're going to go to Facebook Live, and we're going to open some ads. So please tell me, do you see my screen here, my Facebook screen?
Yeah, all is well.
All is well. Okay, great. So I'm going to go on to my Spanish page, and here, when you're going to get to your own personal page or your business page, you're going to notice here under the profile picture, there's posts, about, mentions, review, followers, photos, and more. So we talked about this last week. So the first thing I would suggest is that we create an event. So I'm going to be working on an event that Erica and I are going to host a presentation on the 28th of June. So I'm going to create this event. As you see, it's right here. So as soon as you enter, you go to more, then you go to events, and then over here on the right, you go to create an event. Okay. So what's the event's name? So as I mentioned, I'm not sure if you can see the Word document here. Yes, no?
I can see your document.
Excellent, thank you. So I already pre-scripted this, so I don't have to go and try to invent stuff. So I'm gonna say, okay, this here translated says, reap the benefits of detoxifying your cells. It's on the 28th of June, so I'm going to fill out the dates. The start time is 9 o'clock our time. Now, this is something that, you know what, I was in another province and it was different time. And when I was traveling, I've messed this up so many times. So make sure, make sure that that whatever time zone you're in, that it's still going to be where your home is. This will adjust, but it won't adjust. So in other words, I was in New Brunswick. I set the time for, I think it was 8 o'clock, the meeting, and it ended up being at 9 o'clock for the individuals. And just before the meeting, I realized that I had done that. It didn't work. Erica realized it, and we had to just put out an emergency ad saying, hey, it's like in 5 minutes. So we probably lost a lot of individuals that wanted to attend the Zoom meeting. Is this virtual? It is virtual or in person. So it is not going to be Facebook Live, because Facebook Live we will do once everybody gets onto the link. And then it is on our cdglobalimpact.com. So I'm just going to copy that and paste it here. And what else? So who can see this? The public. What are the details? So here, I'm just going to put what the details are. So I'll translate what this says here. It says, notice the benefits of detoxing your cells. We opened the market in Mexico in April. We're going to talk about products, the natural products, and how to be a founding member associate in Mexico. Here's the date, Wednesday, the 28th of June, the time. So I'm always putting the time of my target market, which is very, very important. So when Marcel creates the ads, she usually puts the time that you're going to be in, and sometimes puts other time zones. But in our case, you know, the time zone's not there, so I always modify the ad just to make sure that people don't show up at 9 o'clock in Mexico for a presentation that we're doing at 9 in our time zone. The link here, and so this is the link, or you can, you know, see us on Facebook, and this is the Max International Espanol link, which is my page. And here I always like to add, in case somebody just wants to go ahead and buy something without me having to solicit them, I say the products are available online at here, and this is my Max office. So here I'm going to add my co-host, which is Erica. It's this profile right here. So she's going to receive a text, not a text, but on her page, she's going to say, this page, Max International invited you to be co-host with on the event, and then she'll accept. So now we just have to create the event. So what I'm going to do here, instead of this, automatically this will be your I forget what you call it, the background page that you have on your page profile. So I'm going to change that to one that I modified, which is Erica and I. And as I said, I modified a little bit the advertisement to represent that the time is at 7 o'clock in the city of Mexico, and as well in other areas. So once I hit enter, this picture is going to look a lot nicer. Right now it looks a little blurry. So that's it. And if if Erica and I were doing this like every second week, then I could put repeat event. So that's very handy because you don't have to redo it. It actually just does it itself. But we're just going to leave it like this. So now we're creating an event. So what the benefit of creating an event is that people that will see this event, and what will happen is they can reserve. So if I go onto if I go onto my profile, my personal profile, I can actually go onto this page and see, hey, oh, they're doing I'm gonna book, either I'm interested or I'm going to attend. So this allows you, so here we got one person going, which is me, right? If I go to my other profiles, I can invite friends. So if I were to go onto my personal profile, again, I will not do this, but I can go to Pierre-Jean Galland, which is my personal profile. I can hit invite friends. And then there's going to be a list of all my friends. This is and it says 500 invitations left. Right now, I don't have the capability of inviting anybody because this is my page. So I don't have any friends on my page. So unfortunately, I can't do anything with it. But again, if I'm attending this and I put it with my personal profile, it's going to have a list of all my Facebook friends and contacts, and I can it'll just be like a drop down list, and I can click up to 500 people. So this is great if you're doing a presentation with somebody that has a lot of contacts. They can just choose, like I know Chris did it. We did a French presentation together, and he chose his French contacts. I did it with my French contacts, and it was specific to them. So once they will open their Facebook page, they'll see like a little invite, like these upcoming events. Like somebody's recommending that I go to these different things. So they will see somebody's invited you to this event. So you either accept or you don't. But the important thing is that you've got free publicity just by saying, hey, there's an event here. And maybe they look at it and they go, I'm not interested. But, at least it gives you a little bit of opportunity to be seen, right? So that's always important. So now all of this has been done. So we have see, this is great right here. So now they have the link directly. So if they book, they say, yeah, I'm going. All I have to do once the meeting is going to start, I will accept this, and it'll set up a Facebook reminder for the individual. And then all I have to do is click on this link, and I'll just be directly on the Zoom link. The other thing is, what is this stuff? So then they just click on that, and then they have access to my store, right? And then they can go and verify my store, go buy some stuff, and hopefully they buy some stuff and give me 2,000 points so that can help with my status. Now we want to boost this. Okay, so one of the things that's kind of important here that you'll need is to take down. So if we were to share this, is to take the link. So the link to this, and I'll tell you why this is important. We go back to our Word document. Here, you can reserve at this address, but this address always changes every time you book a new event. So you see, it's not at all the same that it was last week. So I'm going to replace that. So I'm saying here, this is going to be for the publicity that I'm going to do in a video that we'll see later. So we open the market, blah, 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 says pretty much the same thing. It's how to be a member, a founding member in Mexico, blah, blah, blah. You can reserve for this event at this address, which will bring them directly to this page where they will accept the either accept or going or interested. So we can see if we can see. So here we're going to boost this event. And we're going to, so this is basically, this is the way that I want my ad to look like. Okay. This ad is not about employment. If you click here because you think, oh yeah, well, it doesn't have job opportunity. No, because it's full of regulatory stuff. It's not, you have to go through a whole bunch of stuff that it's not going to be helpful. So it'll take time for your ad to be approved, and it's not exactly what they're commenting on. They really want to know, is this an employment opportunity, like a post in a company? Who should see your ad, and the audience. So somehow it always defaults, I don't know why, but most of the time it defaults to the US. So here I'm going to start choosing who I want to apply to. So I'm not going to waste my time with the younger generation. I'm not saying that, you know, I'm just saying throughout the experiences I've had, under like 30, under 35 is not a lot of traction. So they're not very interested, because I don't think they're feeling bad. They're still young, and they're still very healthy. I could, you know, open up to 18 years old, but I don't think it's not going to give any type of attraction. So I don't want it to go to the States, but you know, I can choose who I want. So this is interesting because I can choose the whole country of Mexico. I can choose Dominican Republic. I can choose Costa Rica, Colombia, etc. All the markets that we're in. I could even choose, okay, let's say I was doing this in the Philippines. Okay, it doesn't want me to go to the Philippines. Anyway, I don't know what I'm trying to say. So you can choose whatever area you want, but I'm going to be really specific for this particular thing, and I'm just going to choose, let's see, I'm going to choose probably just Merida. We're just going to do this in Merida to see if we get more traction. So the larger you choose, so it's kind of interesting, because if you say, well, I'm going to choose all of Canada, I can say, okay, I'm going to choose Canada. It will be okay, but it's not going to give you a lot of results. The smaller local markets, the closest you can get to your target market would be, you know, the best results. For some reason, it will not go out all across Canada. They have some sort of methodology matrix that they calculate, and I don't know exactly, you know, what that formula is. But it's preferable if you live in Ontario, start with Ontario, maybe go by province. But even living in Ontario, I would say, you know, choose GTA. Like if you choose Toronto, it will cover pretty much everything around Toronto. because here we're going 40 kilometers around Toronto. The same thing if I choose the province of Quebec, it's going to be 40 kilometers around the province of Quebec. So it's also going to include Ottawa. It's also going to include Cornwall, northern areas, and what is it called? Mattawa, I think it is. All the border towns. So, if you're going to choose, like you try to, let's say you want to go deeper into, less into the suburbs, you can do up to 17 kilometers around Toronto. That'll probably give you better results than if you choose the entire province for some reason. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to choose Merida, Mexico. There you go, and Yucatan. That's very important too, because there's so many little districts and areas that are called Merida in Mexico and other South American cities that you could choose the wrong market. So here I could choose different interests. I don't like doing that because sometimes you drop down in so much focus that it becomes just irrelevant, because you can choose all these different things. You can search, okay, let's say health, healthcare and medical, that's their interest. I don't know, like I don't know who my market is. I don't really know. I don't think that on my profile, Facebook profile, even though I deal, we deal with Max International, I don't think I have that profile as healthcare or health and medical on my profile. So I don't believe that a lot of this targeting is necessary. Like, I don't know, you have to be really specific, unless you World Health Organization results. Like, I don't know how, if you're selling something in that regards, then it could probably be worth it. Here, sometimes I will put like entrepreneurs. So here, interest in Yucatan, I can leave that. Health, I can leave that. Federal government of Mexico, I don't think so. Television network, not necessary. MasterCard, no. So all these different things, I'm just going to delete them. So be careful here, because they already pre-populate, and sometimes you go like, some of it doesn't really make any sense. So I would be, I'm not even going to put physical exercises, because I'm not specific to it. Doesn't, the products don't lead specific to that. I'm just going to leave these three here, but you can choose as many as you want or as little as you want. So interest here, you can go in. So this is what I was talking about. You can go to business industry, entertainment, then you can drill down advertising, what type of business. So, it's really, really an amazing tool for, all types of different businesses. If you're in entertainment, leisure, family and relationships, all sorts of stuff, even for different businesses that you're dealing with, it could be really, really interesting. Okay, so we've confirmed that. Advantages, okay, here. So we've got, see, here's something that I did a mistake. It didn't capture what I wanted because I didn't save it at the bottom of the page. So you're learning from my mistakes. I don't know how many times I've done that. Okay. I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm just going to delete all the interests. Contrary to what I did before, I'm just going to delete them all. Okay. And I don't know why, but even though I'm going to be saving this audience, the next time I open in the same page or the same profile, it's not going to be saved. It'll have US here again. So I don't know exactly what the deal is. Oh, and you see my age group also did not change because I did not hit enter. So I said 30, let's say 34 to 65 plus. Okay, so I'm just going to double check. Merida, Yucatan, 40 kilometers. That's it. Save audience. Okay. So now it's telling me how many days do I want? So I think, is that 16 days? Yeah. Yes, that's in 16 days. This is when we're going to have our presentation. Now, I'm not really interested in spending that much money because this is only the booking. Where I'm interested in spending a little bit more money is on my advertisement. So I'm going to say, okay, you see here, it's telling me the minimum budget is $137 per day. So your budget needs to be at least $21.92. All right. So I'll spend 25 bucks on this. It's telling me that it should reach an estimated daily result of 559 to 1,600 people. This again is going to depend on the attraction of this here. So if people are really, oh, I like the colors, what's this? Oh, there's a little flag. Maybe it'll be, you know, the highest result. It could go above this. It has in the past in some of my publicities. But that's all I really want. You know, I don't want to spend a huge amount of money. Perhaps we'll do a little bit more in the advertising. So that's it. Now just boost the event. So what's going to happen in the background is that it's going to send me an email. It's going to tell me, well, okay, now we've got our folks looking at it. Your ad is being created. We'll let you know if it meets our advertisement policies within 24 hours or less. You can also get updates in Ad Center. So I'm going to receive an email within the next probably 6 to 12 hours. Usually that's what it takes. And they'll say, okay, your ad has been approved and it's now running. In the past, I did, you know, there has been some ads that were refused because they were dealing with finance. Sometimes they have words they don't like, mortgages, credit, anything that deals with banking products they don't like because there's a whole bunch of regulatory things attached to that. So that's it for the booking for the events. So now we see, you know, this is, we can view back the ad, and that's it. Now we're going to go into doing a publicity or some advertisement. So what I'm going to do here, all you have to do is put in your text again. So the text that I had saved. Oh, there it is. And I'm just going to cut and paste this stuff here. Okay, so same stuff. Know the benefits of detoxing your cells. We opened the market in April. This April, Pierre-Jean Galland and Erica will be talking about here. Sometimes it's difficult, but I want to get so people can just, if you put an @ sign, usually it'll pick it up. And then when the people are on your ad, they can click on your profile, but it doesn't always work for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, there we go. But sometimes as well, when I hit the enter or post button, those links will disappear for some reason. Anyway, we hope it works. So I'm going to attach a video that I put together. It's this video here. So again, you don't have to do a video. This is one of the publicities that I'll be doing. And you can put a photo here, you can put a picture. One thing that I forgot to mention, which was in my previous presentation, is the importance. I'm not going to get out. I'm just going to remind myself that I have to talk about this after, because I really want to go through this and I don't want to lose it. Okay, so now it's loading up.
Pierre-Jean.
Started to take the Max products, and that's why he's jumping around. And come and meet us. We'll be talking about these products Wednesday, the 28th of June. So I'm going to see what they suggest as a thumbnail. That is the first page. Okay, so I'm going to choose this. So when the video is status is just closed, people will just see this here. He just started to take the products, Max products. So here I can tag, let's say, I can tag Max International. I can tag health. I can tag, let's say, sell. I'll just leave it like that. And this will load. And then we can either boost the post right away, but I'd rather make sure it's loaded, because sometimes when I hit that button, it copies it a couple of times. So just gonna review this here. It looks good, and we'll post. So here there's other stuff that you see. They're telling us right away, well, you can create an event, but I already created the event prior. And the reason why is because I wanted that little link on my advertisement. So just something that I prefer to do. And besides, I like to look at it just to make sure that everything turned out okay. So this is something I wanted to talk to you about. So on your pages, so yesterday I was in Bracebridge, Ontario, and I was just around with the kids. We were having a good time. It's important to keep stuff on your page. So instead of doing all these videos like I'm doing, you can also just, put a face to your page. People like this type of stuff. I don't know why somebody would be interested in my life, but they are. So, just put, it was, like I said, just
Hola, ¿qué tal? Estamos
put it live, and I just
Hola, ¿qué
about,
tal?
hey, this is
Estamos
what I
aquí
did. I'm
alrededor de
no,
Bracebridge, en Ontario,
with
Canadá.
the kids,
Estamos aquí
with
con
some kids,
nuestros
random
hijos,
kids, my
nuestros
kids,
hijos.
and
y
hey, I can't find
no
my
sé
wife.
dónde
I don't know
está
where she
mi
is.
esposa.
That's it. And
La
then
perdí.
look, I already got 20 people.
Entonces, qué bonito.
4 reactions, and comments, shares,
Tienen
17,
un buen día.
17
Ciao.
3-second video views. So, you know, if I would have posted a picture on this page that I don't have any friends, I just have followers, I would have nothing. But you know, it's creating traffic on the page. So whether they see this on a video, on a reel or whatever, they're going to, you know, visit the page, and then they're just, oh, you know what, this guy, oh, you know, he's got a good looking wife and he's not too bad looking himself. So what are they doing? What are they doing? So, you know, just creating traffic. So I'm just going to update the page, make sure that okay. So here it is. Now we're going to boost this. So we're going to advertise. So here it's going to ask me a few interesting things. Sometimes it's good to leave Facebook the automation of deciding what to do with the ad. In this case, I don't want that to happen. And the reason why is because sometimes Facebook will send messages. And then I'll get so many messages about different things, random things. It's not really, I don't want people to contact me and comment on the video at this particular stage. And I'd rather say book now, and then they will have reference directly to that Facebook link for the event. That's why I want to do this. Not necessarily that, I mean, I could do a random thing where, okay, I just want to have messages. But then again, when you do that, you have to translate everything because Facebook has its automated, it'll say, okay, what can I do for you? And when you're sending that to a Spanish speaking person, they'll say, no hablo inglés. And why are you sending this to me? And then you just get into a whole bunch of stuff. You can modify it, but you know, you have to remember to do it, etc. So I'm going to say, I want to get more views. So I want more views on the video, and it'll be cheaper for me than to have, you know, different things. So what's the other thing? Okay, so see here, it would say, hi, Max, please let us know how we can help you, if it was the messages. No, I don't want to get more message. I want to get more views. Thank you. Here we go. There we go. Get more video views. Okay. Here, I want to get book now. And where are they going to book now? At that address that we took from the Facebook booking the event. So that way people will go, they're going to book now, and then they're going to get directly to the invite, the event, and then they'll say yes or no. So this will be very efficient for me. Here, like I said, so I saved, you saw it, I saved the audience, but I'm still back at the same stuff. We still have the US and the same thing that we had before. So I'm going to go again to 34 years of age. Marita. Yucatan. I'm going to delete the states. I'm going to delete all the interests again. And I'm not going to forget this time. Okay, I'm going to save the audience. Okay. So now I'm gonna put the date for the 28th of June, 16 days. And I think I'll spend $35. So it should reach 804 to 2,300 people a day. Video views is 185 to 534. And that looks good to me. By the way, they will only charge me at the end with the full amount or the partial amount, whatever is used. So they are not going to debit my credit card right away. So I'm submitting my ad. One thing that's important about this thing, which I really dislike, is that if ever I've made a mistake, so if I've made a mistake, I see a typo or something in my ad, I have to put it in edit mode and I have to start over the whole thing again, because it will not allow you to do any amendments to your ads. So it, like, you know, if you do a post, you can modify the post immediately, but at this stage, this is under review. So it won't allow me to change any of these words if I see there's a mistake after. So I gotta edit it, delete it, almost reload it. There is a way to edit it that I found out a couple of weeks ago, and it works really well. But you know, just make sure that everything that's written there, that makes sense, that there's no typos and there's no mistakes. And that's it. So those will be, you know, we'll be waiting for the results to see what that gives in the next few weeks, and see how much traction we've gotten and see how many folks we have at our presentation. So I invite you guys to, if you have any questions, any comments, anything else that you would like to see right now, please let me know.
There was a question from Linda, and I know that Erica answered it, but what carousel means is instead of uploading one picture, you can have up, I don't know what the limit is, could be 3, 4, 5 pictures. And on the ad campaign, it's just going to rotate with whatever pictures you've uploaded. That's what carousel means. Feel free to add, Pierre. So one thing I may suggest here, let me just come back up. Pin, let me add pin. Okay. This is really, really good information, folks. Tammy and I have spent a lot of money on courses, and Pierre-Jean just went through a lot of details that honestly, even on those courses, it doesn't go to that level of detail. You have, in some cases, you have to figure this out as you start placing your ads, and there's support, and that's when you figure out through the support. I really highly recommend that if you're going to be placing an ad, go and watch this video again. And it's really similar process that you do an ad campaign, or you do an event ad campaign, or you do a post ad campaign, where an event and a post, you boost it. Where an ad campaign, you create the ad campaign, but everything else is kind of the same. Your target market, where you want to target, and all of these things. And the amount of details that are listed on this video is really, really, really good. And it could really help you post your ad. You can see here, to keep things very economical and simple, is if you guys, many of you are doing your presentations, so you may want to maybe try it, put it to the test, knowing that you're presenting on that date on a Tuesday, if it's in English, or in French on a Thursday, or in Spanish on Wednesday, and do this ad campaign following the video, and see who shows up to your event, and share it on your own page that you created. And what's really nice is when you do these boosts, you start attracting strangers that may like what you have to offer, that you have to see, that are going to start connecting to your page. So these are just my thoughts from what I'm seeing. And also wanted to mention the spreadsheet that Pierre-Jean talked about in reference to your stats to keep track of your incoming prospects. I will put it on the comment section on your YouTube channel once the video is uploaded there. So these are my thoughts. Tammy, did you want to add anything? Unless there's questions that we need to address.
Yeah, I mean, this is all new to me, and Chris does a lot of this stuff in the background, but it's definitely something that everybody should, have that under their belt when it comes to leads, to get new connections. It's great to go out and meet people. It's time consuming, as you all know. Unless you schedule a day where you pick a location. These are the things that I like to do, and just one specific coffee shop, and you book all your meetings in that day in that one place. So you're not scattered all over the place to meet somebody here, meet somebody there, just get it all done. These are, the belly to belly stuff. But this is stuff, especially when you're working your local market, like you were saying, Pierre, if you're working a local market, it's another great opportunity. If they see the opportunity, they know that you're there locally to support them. So,
well, the example of that,
great
when it goes to
opportunities.
Merida, Yucatan, Mexico, I think I had like 66 leads that came in through while we were there through Facebook Messenger. I just wish I'd spoken Spanish, but I would have been a lot more effective. But regardless, we met some people that normally I never would have met anybody there if we wouldn't have been for that. So there's some really great practical use to this. And I really hope that you guys are going to take this information to heart and actually apply it, try it and apply it. I think you'll be very happy. Now, Lucie, you talked about announce on WhatsApp. I don't know if Pierre-Jean, you want to address that. I do have an answer for her, but please go ahead.
Will it be announced on the WhatsApp group? Is that the question?
Yeah.
Okay. If you can advertise on different mediums that you choose. People can get in touch with you on WhatsApp if you put that in your page. I got to be honest with you, Lucie, I'm not 100% sure that you can do it on WhatsApp, but I know you can do advertisement on Messenger, Facebook Messenger.
Yes, as a matter of fact, you can add on your page WhatsApp, and it's one way that people can connect with you, and or Facebook Messenger. But when you do an ad campaign, I do believe I recall that there was an option that if you connect to your WhatsApp account, you can select your WhatsApp as a way for them to connect with you. But that's something that probably we should test. But I do remember seeing that.
Yes, I believe they can connect with you, but I'm not sure that you can advertise on WhatsApp.
Okay. Okay, so I got 9:05 over here. I always try to keep the calls at 60 minutes, so I want to try to maintain that. Unless we have some other questions that you may have that has not been addressed. Other than that, Pierre-Jean, it was an absolute fantastic presentation. Thank you so much for this evening and last week. I made use of your first training to make sure I cover all angles in creating a page. Before I created page, but I went from, shooting from the hip and see what happens. And I thought you covered some good grounds, and I applied it, and I call it Commit to Transform. And we're going to start doing some ad campaign. Tammy and I are working on some courses based on our trainings and leadership training and everything else. We're putting things together, and we want to make that available, and we'll make that available like for $10. And we're going to do some ad campaigns around that on the Commit to Transform, which once people get to know us and they like what we do, and we're next thing you know, hey, Max International is the next best thing, So anyway, food for thought, and just wanted to share with you here. So I hope that you will take action on that, because this is really good information. So Pierre-Jean, thank you so much for your time this evening and last week.
Thank you. You're welcome. My pleasure.
Thank you.
Take care,
everybody.
guys.
Okay. Have yourself a great evening, everyone. Bye-bye for now.
Ciao.